Hey, what is up, you sexy beast? GhostSickness Tristan here. Now, today I'm bringing you the CenturyLink rant, where I'm going to talk about how CenturyLink completely fucked me over and kind of all the bullshit I ended up dealing with them and all the phone calls and everything like that. You guys, it's been a fucking nightmare, but I believe it finally got resolved. Fingers crossed, you guys. And today I'm going to be telling you the story about that. And so sit back, relax, enjoy. If you want to hear me rant and bitch and be pretty angry about something that did affect me for the last several months. So anyway, it all started about 2.5 years ago. Now, 2.5 years ago, I was like, all right, well, I use a lot of internet. I use a lot of my dad's internet and everything like that. So what you need to know, where I live, there's two main internet providers, right? Two good internet providers anyway. There's CenturyLink and there's another company, right? So the CenturyLink basically gives you unlimited but shit speeds. The other company gives you good speeds, but they limit the amount of data you can use, what's called bandwidth, every single month. So it's like, okay, well, which one do you choose, right? Obviously, you want the good speeds and the limit, right? Unless you're me and use a shit ton of internet, and then you might want the speed. So literally at my last house, I had both. So I would have, this local company for uploads and everything like that, streams, but then I would use CenturyLink for like watching Netflix or doing anything like that, so that I don't go over my data limit for the month. Now, I was like, okay, cool, all is well. I had them for the first year, and it was like, dude, it was like $35 or $30 a month or whatever. I'm like, sweet, nothing too brutal, nothing too bad or whatever. Then the year after that, I'm like, okay, well, I actually want to renew this. So I chose to renew it, and I'm like, sweet. So then once my second year was up, this was the time I was actually moving out of my parents' house and into my own apartment, right? So if you guys don't know, I live in my own apartment, right? So anyway, I was like, yeah, so let me see how much it is to renew internet at this new address, because I'm like, you know what? It's going to be horrible for uploading, but hey, I'll get unlimited, and so, I won't go over my bandwidth cap no matter what I do, no matter how much, gaming or streaming or anything like that I use, I won't go over my bandwidth limit. So I'm like, sweet. So I give them a call, and I'm like, hey guys, this was back in January, right? The January of this year. And so I give them a call, and I'm like, hey guys, so I'm moving to a new address. How much would it be, going on for the next year at this new address? And they're like, oh, it would be like $55 a month. And I'm like, $55 a month? Like they raised it like a little bit every single year, like just to kind of nickel and dime you a little bit for literally the same shit service that they were already providing me, which was barely fast enough to load like HD Netflix, right? It was only like 7 megabytes per second down and one upload. Like it was fucking garbage, you guys. It was shit fucking internet. But anyway, yeah, so I was like, $55. You know what? I'm going to check my options. So what I did on that phone call was like, no, I would not like to, keep in mind what I say here, guys. I was like, no, I would not like to renew this service at this new address. I would like to cancel this service, and I will no longer be continuing my business with CenturyLink, right? So I told this fucking Joe Schmo on the phone. He's like, okay, yeah, it's totally understandable. And then I paid my bill over the phone. Now, I thought I was paying the last bill, because I asked him, I was like, dude, this guy fucking didn't know his shit, and I'll get into that later. But anyway, yeah, so I asked him, I'm like, hey, so, he's like, you have an outstanding bill of like $45 or whatever. I'm like, why is it slightly higher than usual? I'm like, oh, it's probably because it's my last bill or whatever. He's like, yeah, it's your last bill, and go ahead and pay this. So I gave him like my credit card number over the phone, and we paid the bill over the phone. And I was like, sweet. I thought all was well. And so I call this other company, right? And they're like, we can give you 50 download, 3 upload for $55 a month. And I'm like, that's exactly what CenturyLink was going to charge me. So abso-fucking-lutely. So now I have 300 download and 10 upload, but that's a totally different story that I already told like a couple days ago. But anyway, yeah, so I call this other company. The other company obviously hooks me up fat. They're like, we'll get you internet a couple days after you move in. I'm like, that's fucking awesome. That's great. I'll be home, during this day or whatever. That's fucking fantastic. So I was chilling at home, and, it was a little bit later, right? It was, probably in May or something like that. I go back by my parents to check my mail and everything like that. So I check my mail, and I see a bill from CenturyLink, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. Why is there a bill from CenturyLink? Like, I paid you fuckers already. So I open it up. The bill says I owe a balance of $108.98 or some shit like that. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I owe a bill of, $108.98. Like, are you fucking kidding me? And so I was like, whatever. I already paid my last bill. This must be old, or this must not be important or whatever. So anyway, I tried to get on the phone with them, and they had me transfer to like 4 different people. Couldn't get a hold of anybody, and so I didn't know what the balance was for. So a little while later, they're like, they sent me a disconnect notice. They sent me like a bill and a disconnect notice. I was like, now the bill's inflated to like $226 or some shit. This was in like late May, early June, and I'm like, whoa, 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 220. Like, I haven't even used your fucking service since January when I paid my last bill. Like, what the fuck is this bill for $226? Like, where the fuck is this coming from? Literally, I sold the CenturyLink router. Like, I purchased it outright and I sold it to some girl on Craigslist or whatever. And I hadn't even used the thing. And like, since the end of January, since I moved out, obviously, because it's been disconnected. I haven't even been living at the address, right? So I literally haven't even had the ability to access their internet. But again, I'll get to that in just a second. So I'm just like, okay, well, you know, this is bullshit, whatever. So I give them another call and I'm like, all right, I know now I have a balance and a disconnect notice of $226 some dollars. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? You know, like, I am not paying this shit. I am just not paying this shit. You know what I mean? Like, I literally, again, have not used their service since the beginning of January. So I give them a call. Now, I talked to the first guy, and he, like, verifies my account. He's like, last four, your social, mother's maiden name, you know, what's your address, what's your old address, and what's all sorts of shit. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, like, dude, you want me to tell you, like, you know, like, literally everything about me, like, give you my life story? Because that's what I had to do to verify myself on every fucking person I was interacting with. So I talked to the first guy, tell him all this shit, right? And he's like, yeah, I can't help you. And so he transferred me to some other fucking dude. I'm on hold for like 5 minutes between every one of these calls. So he transferred me. Again, I have to go through the fucking verification, like finger up the butthole, like fucking verify all this shit. And so I verify it, and then he's like, yeah, can't help you. So again, transfers me to this. He's like, oh, this is this other department, right? So he transferred me to this other fucking department on CenturyLink's phone call. Fuck you guys, by the way. And I get transferred to this girl, and she's like, again, same shit happened. She's like, all right, bend over, spread them wide. Let me do 3 fingers up the ass. All right, what's the last 4 of your social? Okay, perfect. And the address? All right, I'm removing the fingers now. And I'm like, Jesus, fuck. Like, my butthole's barely closing after this shit. You know what I mean? Like, fuck you guys. So, anyway, I do this again, and I literally had to do this 6 times, okay? I had to talk to 6 people, and the 5th person I fucking explained all this shit to. Oh my God, I didn't even tell you what happened before this, but I'll get to that in just a second. So I finally, like, get to this one person, and it's this dude. He's like, literally sounds like he's stoned out of his fucking mind. Oh, and one thing that happened, but cliffhanger, right? One thing that happened before I ended up, you know, going on this 6 phone call spree. I get a call, right? I'm about to get ready for work and everything like that. I'm about to go. And I get this call. She's like, you have an outstanding balance of $226. Like, you got to pay immediately or whatever, or we're going to send it to collections. I was like, motherfucker, you're going to send this shit to collections? Like, fuck you. That's going to screw my credit for 7 years. Like, no. I am not letting this happen. Like, I would rather pay the bill than let it get sent to collections. But obviously, I'm not going to pay a bill of $226 that I didn't use for the last 3 months, if that makes sense. So anyway, she calls me and tells me I have this outstanding balance and we're going to disconnect your service or whatever. I'm like, yeah, well, look, like, disconnect my service. Like, I called to have it disconnected back in January. It was this whole fucking ordeal, right? And they're like, we have no records of you canceling your service. So we've been continuing the service. It's been available at your area. It's your fault that you haven't been using it. And yeah, so you're still going to have to pay us or whatever. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, think about it like this. Okay, think about it like your electricity bill, right? So when you I literally told her this on the phone. I'm like, okay, so let's say you're provided electricity every month for a flat rate of, let's say, $5, right? But you're not even home that month, right? You don't even have anything on, nothing plugged in, not even home. And you don't use the internet. You only pay, or you don't use the power. You only pay the $5 fee to have it available there. You do not pay for the internet usage. And so she's like, yeah, that makes sense or whatever, but you still have this outstanding balance. And I'm like, okay, well, what the fuck? So did I even pay my last bill? She's like, no, you still technically had a bill for January that's prorated. And I'm like, fuck. She's like, I need your credit card number. You need to pay for this. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm only paying for January. She's like, okay, cool. We're going to send you an adjusted bill or whatever after you pay this fucking shit, which will be like $180. So anyway, she gets my credit card information. I'm like fucking pissed off. I am so mad at everything that's going on with CenturyLink right now. So I give her my credit card number and she like pays like the $55 fee for the month of January, which, because you're supposed to pay it later, you pay it in February. Anyway, so again, I get back on the fucking phone call with this one guy, and I finally, 6 people later, got transferred to this dude. He sounds stoned out of his fucking mind, right? Now I'm picking back up where I left off, and I'm like, dude, and I explained the whole fucking situation to him, and he's like, I'm like, can you please get the rest of this bill just null and void? Can you just credit me the difference? I literally have not had the router plugged in. have not even had it available. You can check my shit. I haven't even, like, done fucking anything with this shit. I moved. I don't live there. Like, dude, I am not paying the difference for this. And he's like, yeah, we can do that for you. And I'm like, oh my God, dude, you are my fucking savior. Like, dude, he was so beast. He was so badass. And I was like, thank you so much for finally being logical with this shit. Instead of the other people I talked to on the phone where it's like, oh, well, you had the internet available at your address. You know, I mean, you just didn't use it. So we're just going to charge you anyway. It's like, but I fucking moved. Like, what the hell do you want from me? So yeah, this MVP that I got on the CenturyLink line ended up, you know, canceling it out. Guys, countless fucking phone calls. Being on the phone for like 45 minutes. This time I finally got it canceled and everything like that. Was on the phone for 45 minutes. Guys, it was so many phone calls. So much bullshit. I fucking hate CenturyLink. Never, ever again. You guys, shit customer service, shit phone support, you know, whatever. You want to talk to like 6 different people, have like 4 different types of fingers up your butthole. You absolutely give CenturyLink a call, and they will definitely take care of that for you. They have a toll-free line. Definitely give it a shot, you guys. It's wonderful if you want to be on the phone for the rest of your life. So yeah, so much more shit I could talk about with CenturyLink, but that was pretty much it. They finally null and void. And actually, you know what's funny? The bill I paid in January was improper, right, for the $55. So they ended up sending me a check for like 13 bucks, like refunding me the difference. I'm like, thank God, you guys. So I know for a fact that my bill is zero and this shit is null and void, because I literally checked my balance and it was like, you have a balance of negative $13. I'm like, what the fuck? How do I get that back? And then I checked my mail the other day and I got their check. So anyway, you guys, it finally all got resolved. It did all work out okay, but again, CenturyLink tried to fuck me really, really hard, and I went through a lot of stress, a lot of phone calls, and a lot of bullshit, basically, just for one little shitty internet service. So, guys, if you can get something other than CenturyLink, please do. I would highly, highly recommend it. But anyway, I really did enjoy this video. If you did, leave a like on it all the way. Also, the viewpoints expressed in this video are solely mine and not reflective of Best Buy. So, anyway, yeah, enjoy the video and stay sexy, you beasts. Bye.